Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's Christine with gaugegirltraining, an online meal planning and coaching service. I'm a food scientist and chemical engineer, and in today's video, I am going to give you the top 3 tips for faster fat loss. So let's get started. So of all the YouTube videos that I make, anytime I put a video together around losing weight faster, losing fat faster, always get clicks, and I'm gonna break it down for you guys. The top 3 things. So the number 1 thing you wanna do is you want to get your calories dialed in. So what does that mean? In order to understand how many calories you need to be consuming in a day, that is gonna make or break whether or not you're gonna lose body fat. So I explain it all in detail in my free macros blueprint, but I'm gonna break it down very simply. You need to first know your BMR. Your BMR plus your activity calories, that's your total daily energy expenditure. Your BMR is a function of your age, height, and weight. You can go to a website, you can Google BMR calculator. I either use the Mifflin-St. Jean equation or the Harris-Benedict equation. Either is fine. I tend to use the Mifflin-St. Jean, but find a website, plug in your age, height, and weight. It'll give you a number, and that number is how many calories your body needs to maintain itself at rest in a 24-hour period at your current weight. The next thing you want to know is how many calories you're burning a day due to activity. So if you're pretty sedentary, you're going to want an activity factor of about 1.2. If you're moderately active, about a 1.4. If you're extremely active, I'd say about a 1.6. No more than a 1.7. So take those values, BMR times your activity factor, you get your total daily energy expenditure. That is the total amount of calories you need to sustain your current mass. In order to lose weight, you need to be in a deficit from the TDEE. So what you do is you put yourself in a deficit of 500 calories from the TDEE, and that is how many calories you should be consuming in a day. If you are consuming less than this, if you are consuming more than this, you are not going to be optimal with regards to your fat loss. So keep that in mind, number 1. The next thing you want to do to speed up your fat loss is you want to know your carb tolerance level. Your carb tolerance level is going to dictate whether or not you need to be on a low, medium, or higher carb approach to your nutrition. You know your total calories, but what proportion of those calories should be from carbohydrates? Should the majority of them be from carbs, a portion of them, or a very small portion? If you don't optimize this piece, you're gonna screw up your fat loss for a couple of reasons. So the first reason is if you are not getting enough carbohydrates, let's say you're going way too low in carbs, right? The problem is gonna be that you're not going to have enough energy to propel yourself through your workouts. You're not going to be able to build lean muscle mass, which is going to boost your metabolism. Now, there's gonna be some folks who are eating higher carb, yet you need to be on the lower end of the spectrum. Let me give you an example. So if you are somebody who is pre-diabetic, meaning your hemoglobin A1C levels are greater than 5.7, if you're between 5.7 and 6.4, you're pre-diabetic. Over 6.4, you're diabetic. I'm talking type 2 diabetic. That means you consume carbohydrates. Your body is not able to utilize carbs as a fuel. And what happens is all of those carbs are still floating around in your blood. They're not being able to use as energy in the cells. That carb content is more likely going to be stored as fat. So how do you know the appropriate range of where you lie on the carb tolerance spectrum? I answer that question in my new book. There is a carb tolerance self-assessment quiz that will detail, outline, tell you exactly what your carb tolerance level is. I have a previous version of this quiz on YouTube if you want to check it out for free, but the version of the quiz that is in this book is more comprehensive. It has the latest data, it has the latest questions and screening tools. So the thing is, you can get access to that by pre-ordering my book, which is now available Amazon, Target, Barnes & Noble, everywhere books are sold. Number 3, to optimize your fat loss and actually speed it up, you want to know your macro type. It's the simplest way that tells you which of the 3 macronutrients you should be consuming in the largest quantities. There are 3 main macro types. There are carb-fueled, protein-fueled, and fat-fueled. Of those three categories between the protein fueled and the fat fueled, there are two levels based on your carb tolerance level. And the thing is, this is a very simple way to index how your macros should be outlined. Once you know that, you guys, it all boils down to carb tolerance level, but it's gonna help you dial in the proteins and fats accordingly. This way, you know how to break down your total calories in a day in the most appropriate way. My book includes an entire carb tolerance quiz in addition to a macro type assessment quiz. So this is going to be a very, very essential tool that I'm going to be utilizing and teaching you guys on this channel about how to utilize this information to make your body lose fat faster. And the reason why we want to lose fat faster, it's not even about speed, you guys. It's about efficiency. It's about giving you guys the knowledge you need so that way you're not going to have any bumps in the road. And I speak to this from experience. I have worked with over 40,000 people. I have had clients, I'm going to be honest with you guys, in the earlier years, 2015, 2016, 2017, I've had clients that I was not able to get them the fastest results that I could have got them. And the reason why is because I didn't account for their carb tolerance level. I didn't account for their macro type, and I didn't realize until I have this additional research that I have summarized and put together in this book that enabled them to get past some of these road bumps. Because the problem is there are folks watching this right now who struggle to lose weight. For those of you who don't really struggle to lose weight, where it's more of just a compliance thing, where, you know, if you have a higher carb tolerance, all you need to do is just be dedicated, disciplined, and it'll come off, that's wonderful. But for the rest of us who actually do struggle, who are applying ourselves 100%, who are working out, who are eating healthy, and are still having problems, this is going to help those folks really fine-tune how to eat according to your carb tolerance level, how to eat according to your macro type. And first and foremost, as you guys know, the total calorie intake is always the most important. But there are additional layers of information that I have collected over the last 10 years of health coaching that is going to help you accelerate this process. So the link below is available to pre-order this book. It drops on March 8th. Not only does it have amazing self-assessment quizzes for carb tolerance and macro type, it comes with meal plans, it comes with grocery lists, it comes with recipes, it comes with access to training plans. Guys, it has everything in here. It's available in hardcover. It's also available in an audiobook for those of you guys who like to listen, and it's available in ebook for those of you guys who like to live in your Kindle or your iPad. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.